house is like a huddled old cat staring at passerby with hostility. Nostalgia was actually a passing area. Time has changed that. Cities can be busy like the central CBD or as dilapidated as what we see in front of us. Nostalgia is under renovation. I believe it will improve. It will. You approach Eden Bridges' house and look at the door in front of you. You hesitate for a moment, worrying that you might break it inadvertently. Vin looks at you, smiles, and walks up. Then, with a gentle push, the door makes a creaking noise. You and Vin wander into the house, if it could be even called that. It is so dark that you have to turn on the light to see, even though it's the daytime. With the passage of time, almost all traces of life here have been erased. The room is desolate and depressing. There isn't even a decent furniture. We may not be able to find many valuable clues. The furniture is almost gone, but the overall layout of the house is still recognizable. We could still get some information. You see, this must be the living room. As for the two rooms, Vin points you to two smaller rooms on the inside. Each room has wooden bed frames in it. This must be the master bedroom and the spare bedroom. The master bedroom looks normal and doesn't seem to have any clues. However, the secondary bedroom, the size of that bed indicates that it was a child's bed. This suggests that Eden Bridge did not live alone. So the information we learned earlier is correct. He had a child. That reminds me of something you said earlier. When it pauses for a moment as if to prompt you, you begin to speculate out loud. Although Nostalgia is now dilapidated, it was a nice place 15 years ago. I believe that having a house in this area indicates that Eden Bridge and his family lived a good life here. Yes, so one could easily accept such a huge difference. Well, to be sure, let's keep looking for clues. I am sure we can dig up more of the story here. A worn-out couch, garbage all over the floor, and a musty smell from years of without sunlight. This is what makes Eden Bridges' old house. As you approach the door, you find a few paper boxes stacked next to it. There are some files inside. Assuming there are some papers here. You hand Artem the files you pick up from the ground. Artem takes them, but he is in no rush to read them. Instead, he takes out a white web and hands it to you. Wipe your hands. You immediately freeze. Putting the web into your hand, Artem carefully shakes the dust off each piece of paper. He carefully reads the content, trying to put them in the right order. As he does this, you notice that his ears are a little red. How considerate of him. Soon your attention is drawn to the contents the material Artem has put together. Is this the information about the escape magic? Yes, but this information seems to be different from the magic troops record that were left in the archives. For example, this. The size of this water tank is 2/3 the size of the item used in Emmanuel Parker's show. To perform an escape in such a confined space would not be easy. After going through everything, Artem looks down and ponders for a moment. So it seems that all the escape traits included in this material had some risk to them. It is reasonable that Eden Bridge as an assistant was studying things about magic, but why is his collection still so many extremely risky magic tricks? As Artem listens to you, he frowns and locates information again. You see here, Edenbridge deliberately made a mark. Arthur points to a page where Edenbridge had drawn several circles with a red pen. This section is also about escape but compared to the magic performed by Emma Parker. The magic mansion user requires a quicker escape time and the water tank used for the performance is narrower. According to the remarks left in the margin, in some cases, magicians had made mistakes and died on the spot. Even an amateur like yourself can sense the risks hidden in this magic. Edenbridge used the right circle to mark such a dangerous magic trick. What was its intention? Was it because he wanted to perform this dangerous magic trick? But the risk of this trick is so extreme. Was there a special reason for him to perform such a high-risk magic trick? Well, it's certainly strange, but the higher the risk is, the more appealing the magic is. So, was it really necessary to pick such a high-risk magic? I remember that their magic trick was doing quite well, wasn't it? Even if it was for attracting an audience, it wouldn't really be necessary to trick and such big risks unless that's what. Nothing, it's just useless speculation. Let's take a look at some other places. Varus gently presses the door to Edenbridge's house. It opens. No surprise that the door was unlocked. There is literally nothing to steal here. If I didn't know that Snowfallen used to be the downtown district of Themis, I would wonder if Edenbridge had the money to pay for his insurance. Insurance? Wither said in the post that Edenbridge had accident insurance, but after his death, Edenbridge's family never received the money. Wither believed that the money was taken by Parker. What? Parker took the money, but how did he get his hands on it? Now I know why Wither mentioned where Edenbridge's insurance contract was kept in the post. He didn't think people would believe it. So according to the post, it should be here. Various rummages around in a box full of clutter and finally finds a few insurance contracts. I have to admit that there is risk in doing basic shoes, but no ordinary person would buy so many accident insurance now, would they? This is like you lean to his parents to get a better look at the papers while you finish his sentence for him. Well, this may not be very nice to say, but I imagine he was expecting an accident to happen to him. I think so too. Marius holds out his hands and points to the payout amount on each policy. Although the exact amount of each policy is different, they are all at the highest end of the payout range. The policyholder and the insured individual are both Edenbridge and the beneficiary is Andrea Bridge. Who is Andrea Bridge? If I recall, the administrator and the magic troops commentator said that Edenbridge had a child. Could it be that Andrea Bridge is Edenbridge's child? Well, judging from the ID number, Andrea Bridge was still a child 15 years ago. He had a child and purchased insurance policy with high amounts. One can easily guess his intention. Miss, I think we are thinking about the same thing. Edenbridge was planning insurance frauds before he died. Although the law has provision that when the policyholder and the insured person are the same, they're gonna be the beneficiary. But Edenbridge's choice to use his underage daughter as the beneficiary effectively could circumvent this problem. After all, if the beneficiary is underage, the premium is at the disposal of his or her guardian. Since Edenbridge bought accident insurance, there is no need for a death. Bridge but an accident ensure there is no need for a death racing competition. If that's the case, then maybe even Bridge didn't expect the accident during the final performance to be painful. If all that is true, then Bridge should blame himself for the accident. With the seat in his post that Bridge's family did not receive the payout. So if that was true, not only Bridge's plans were in vain, he even caused his own death. Yes, it all seems so ironic. And then the question, who received the payout? Although with the belief that Emmanuel Parker embezzled the money, but according to our investigation, Emmanuel Parker wasn't actually eligible to receive it. In other words, it's still a mystery but a new one. Maybe we can ask Captain Morgan to help find out who ended up getting it. Yeah, the police are better equipped to investigate something like this. Okay, so shall we find Captain Morgan and explain the situation? Okay. We have investigated everything of interest here. Let's go back and sort out all the new information. When you find the old lady, she is leaning in her rocking chair, looking through a photo album. Granny, are you looking at old photos? Yeah, when you mentioned Eden today, for some reason, I started to think about the past. So I took out the photo album. Alright, you must be here to ask me about Eden. Ask away. Granny, where is Eden Bridges' family? Gone, all gone. Eden had already divorced his wife. After what happened, his wife married someone else. It's nothing really. I just feel bad for Andrea, the poor child. Andrea? Yes, Eden Bridges' daughter, Andrea. I still have a picture of her as a child. Wait a minute, I'll show you guys. Andrea was cute, lovable, and intelligent. She would call me Granny every time she saw me. The old woman rummages through the album as she talks about Andrea Bridge. Here, this is one. Eden took this photo of me and Andrea. In the photo, a young girl in a pink dress snuggles shyly on the lap of a nearby adult. The girl smells sweet with an adorable innocence. Eden adored Andrea. Their father-daughter relationship was special. She would wait out on the street for her father to come home every day. The old woman points to something in the distance after saying that. Looking in the direction she is pointing at, you see the sun is shining brightly at the end of the top street. It seems as though there is a young girl in a beautiful dress. She bathed in golden sunlight, her head outstretched in search of her father's figure. Those were the good times. Little Andrea would always hide behind me. How did things turn out like this? Granny, where did Andrea go afterwards? Did she live with her mother? It would have been great if her mother took her away. It's a shame. Her mother was pure-hearted and didn't care much about Andrea after the divorce. After what happened, I never saw her come around asking about the child. Andrea was intelligent and never asked, so I thought she really didn't care. Then one day, I went over to invite her to my place for a meal, and I discovered that she had disappeared. Disappeared? You mean Andrea went missing? Yes, she went missing. I never saw my dear Andrea again. The old woman started to mumble, wiping the tears from her eyes. Then she falls into a long silence. Let's go. We shouldn't bother her anymore. Shara, do you remember that old lady we met earlier? Do you want to go to talk to her? Yep, no one knows me better than you, miss. Will and Mary find the lady standing alone in front of Eden Bridges' house. You wonder what she is thinking. Hello, ma'am. As soon as she realized that it's the two of you, she smiles happily. It's like the gloom that was on her face a moment ago never existed. Hello, I haven't met such polite young people in a very long time. Ma'am, do you live here alone? Where are your children? I have a son. He is in prison. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, it's not a secret. There is no one here to keep me company anyway. After she sees this, you realize that she is the only one living in the neighborhood. It's strange, isn't it? Everyone hated me so much that they all left. Why is that? Because my son took a ton of money from them. Anyway, good that they left. I ran out of courage to seize them. Eden, who you come to investigate, was also a victim of my son's death. Can you tell us more about that? I only know a little. My son was engaged in some kind of online investment. I didn't really ask for so many details back then because he was making such good money. But later the project went sideways and he had no one to turn to, so he confessed everything to me. He told me that many of our neighbors had invested in the project and he asked me to lend him some money. I had no money, so we had a big fight. During the fight, he accidentally said that Aiden had also put a large amount of money in it. He had been losing money for years, but he always thought he had a shot at turning everything around. So he cajoled Eden into investing, but actually my son was using the money for himself. What? I don't believe he sliced and, he mortgaged his house. My son was later arrested for fraud, but Eden and all the neighbors' money was already gone. I really want to help my son to make up for his action, but there is no way I could pull it off in this life. I sold everything I had, but it was just a drop in the bucket. This house was supposed to be sold as well. My neighbors took a pity on me and let me keep it so that I would have a place to live. Does Eden Bridges' family know about this? No, I didn't really want his family to worry about it, so he didn't tell them anything. He was a good kid. It was all my fault. I ruined his family. She feels so guilty. You and Mary feel bad for pressing the matter, so you comfort her for a while before leaving. Yeah, that's where the money should go on. You and Luke discuss the clues at hand while looking around Eden Bridges' place. Luke, who do you think this Wither person is? I feel like Wither wants us to investigate Eden Bridges' accident, but what's the motive? If it's just for justice, then why would they know so much inside information? My gut tells me that Wither has a deep connection with Eden Bridge. Many of their posts made me feel that they were a witness to the accident. Maybe they really experienced it. Let's stop speculating, ask the lady if she knows anything. Okay. As you speak, you come to the corner of the street. The old lady is sunbathing on a lounger by the road. When she sees you, she feebly stands up. Anything I can help you with? Can we ask you something about Eden Bridge, ma'am? Sure. Ma'am, did Eden Bridge show any unusual behavior or say anything strange before the accident? If you know anything about it, please tell me. Hearing your words, Eden Bridge's old neighbor sinks into her thoughts. Please, ma'am, don't get upset. We are just having a casual conversation. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. I don't know if it was abnormal, but I do clearly remember Eden's words back then. After all these years, I have not forgotten his words. In fact, Eden lost a huge amount of money because of online investment from his past. He had to mortgage his house to get the money, so it was definitely a big amount. He didn't dare to tell his family. He was so worried about the money, and I was very worried about him. But one day, he suddenly seemed to be at ease. He told me that he found a way to pay off the debt. In what way? I don't know. I asked, but he just told me not to worry about it. So how was the debt handled after Eden Bridges accident? In the event that the mortgage on the property cannot be paid, the bank will apply for foreclosure of the property. The house in front of you is dilapidated, but there is no seal on the door. It's an indication that the place has not been taken by the bank. Not long after Eden's accident, a man claiming to be his colleague paid a visit. He wanted to visit Eden's family, but by then Eden's wife had remarried, and his daughter was nowhere to be found. He sat alone in the house for a long time that day. No one knew what he was doing in there. The people from the bank told us that Eden's debt had been paid off. Then I realized that the colleague might have helped to pay off the debt. Do you remember that colleague's name? Well, I remember that he was on one of those famous magicians whose name has been mentioned on TV recently, Emmanuel Parker. You and Luke are both a little surprised, but on second thought, it does make sense. Everyone knew that Eden Bridge was Emmanuel Parker's only friend. Now it seems Emmanuel Parker was Eden Bridge's only friend as well. Is there anything else you want to know? Otherwise, I would like to head back home. I have some soup on the stove. That's all for now. Thank you. Don't mention it. I'm glad I could help. The old lady smiled sweetly and slowly walks away with the help of her key. After seeing her off, Luke checks his watch. It's getting late. We should head back. Okay, I recorded everything she said. Let's go and share all the information we have gathered with everyone else. In a corner near Eden Bridges' place in North Salis, Luke is furiously tapping the keys on his pad. The rest of the N2S team is waiting quietly at the side.
됐다.
After punching the enter key, Luke turns off the screen.
지금 파악한 정보는 엄반장님한테 보냈어요. 물론 국정원에도 같이 보고했고요.
너무 빠르지 않나요? 우리 조사도 아직 안 끝났는데. 보고는 엄반장님 쪽에서 위더가 누군지 확인되면 그때 올리는 게 낫지 않아요?
이번엔 그냥 임시 보고고 진짜 조서는 조사가 다 끝나면 정리할 거예요.
우리가 조사할 수 있는 건 다 했으니까 이제 엄반장님 쪽에서 뭐라고 하는지 봐야겠네요.
근데
Artem has his down, as if he is thinking about something. After being silent for quite a while, he finally speaks.
위더의 신분을 모르는 것 외에 우리가 얻은 단서에도 말이 안 되는 부분이 있어요. 지금까지 조사에서 얻은 정보로 얻을 수 있는 결론은 조윤우 씨 사고는 반우재 씨와 연관이 없어요. 그건 사고가 맞습니다.
네. 조윤우 씨가 독단적으로 마술 도구의 구조를 바꿨던 거예요. 그래서 나무판이 공연 중에 압력을 받고 변형돼서 비극이 일어나게 됐고요.
그 부분이 위더가 인터넷에 공개한 정보와 거리가 멀어요. 이전의 추론대로라면 위더의 목적은 반우재 씨를 겨냥한 복수였죠. 그럼 위더는 우리가 반우제가 조윤호를 살해한 범인이다 라는 결론을 얻길 바랐을 거란 말이죠.
하지만 지금의 조사 결과는 그 계획과는 아주 머네요. 심지어 그가 인터넷에 퍼뜨린 정보와 정반대라니 정말 이해할 수가 없군요.
True, a lot of the information we have gathered is quite different from what Peter has posted.
왜 그럴까요?
All of you fall into silence with your heads down. You feel so heavy as if your heart is pinned under a giant boulder. After thinking for a while, you decide to tell them what you have come up with. I think with the behavior it feels more like he is trying to write the Parker's ending himself. His hasty conclusion about Parker's behavior prevented him from caring about the facts. He said he couldn't wait to spread any conclusion that would validate Parker's guilt.
그래서 위더의 행동으로 봤을 때 반우재 씨가 유죄다?
Well, you could see that.
안타깝게도 그런 행동은 정말 충동적이고 잘못된 경우가 많아요.
As everyone is having further discussion about Weaver, his phone screen suddenly lights up. The sound of vibration interrupts your discussion.
여보세요, 엄반장님? 네, 지금 다 같이 있어요. 네, 알겠습니다.
Luke hangs up the phone and turns to look at the rest of you.
엄반장님 쪽에 진전이 있다고 지금 경찰서에서 보자고 하시네요.
Great, let's go. Police station. Captain Morgan rushes into the room and gets straight down to business without any formalities.
여러분, 위더의 계정을 알아내 사용자의 소재를 파악했습니다.
정말요?
어디죠?
Captain Morgan, do you already know who it is? You can't help but shiver. You aren't sure whether you're feeling anxious or afraid. Or maybe it's excitement. The long-awaited mystery is finally going to be revealed.
등잔 밑이 어두웠습니다.
설마
Is it someone from the Magic Troop? Captain Morgan nods, verifying your suspicions.
위더 계정의 사용자가 최근 접속한 곳은 반우재 씨 집 근처입니다.
그러니까 위더가 반우재 씨 곁에 있다는 말이네요?
Captain Morgan, can you go into more detail, please?
네. 상대는 현재 조사 방법으로 파악이 어려운 신종 은닉 수법을 사용했습니다. 그만큼 저희 쪽에서도 추적 시스템을 업그레이드하고 팀원을 증원해 수사를 진행했습니다. 그리고 마침내 상대의 위치를 파악하는 데 성공했죠. 위더는 바로 미림시 이곳에서 마술단과 반우재 씨 곁에 있었습니다.
정체를 알아낸 건가요?
위더의 위치 파악이 끝나고 서해 인력을 총동원해 화요 마술단의 단원을 조사했습니다. 그리고 여러분이 보내주신 자료를 참고해 한 사람이 유력한 용의자로 지목됐죠. 여러분이 찾아낸 조윤호 씨의 딸 사진을 아직 기억하시나요? 사진으로 딸이 성인이 된 모습을 예측했는데 그 결과
Captain Morgan walks to his desk. He turns on the computer screen and clicks on the file to show the picture to you. She looks like... This image of the young woman has obviously been artificially recreated. But her facial structure and feature tells you that She is the little girl in the photo you found. Plus, it overlaps with someone else in your mind. She looks like the assistant to the magic troupe. Oh my, the assistant is...
그 사람이 조윤호 씨 딸 조아영이라고요?
But I remember Mr. Parker addressing the assistant as Adeline. There is nothing special about Mr. Parker's attitude toward her.
익명으로 입단해 반우재 씨가 조수의 정체를 모를 수도 있어요.
반우재 씨 집으로 가서 당사자와 상황을 얘기해 볼 필요가 있어 보이네요.
네, 다들 같이 가시죠. 시비를 따질 때가 된 것 같군요.
An hour later, all of you arrive at Emmanuel Parker's house and knock on the door. To your surprise, the assistant is also here. The two of them are sitting on the couch going through the details of the upcoming magic show. Your guess is that Captain Morgan has taken control of the area after learning Wither's location. He picked this specific moment to confront them in person.
바누제 씨, 잠깐 이야기 좀 나눌 수 있을까요?
무슨 일이시죠?
Lately, I've been working with the police in a series of investigations, and we have made progress. So I would like to give you some updates, Mr. Parker.
네? 그럼 인터넷에 루머를 퍼뜨리는 녀석을 잡았다는 말씀이신가요?
아직입니다. 하지만 소재 파악은 끝난 상태입니다.
Captain Morgan assessed the expression of the assistant's face. The assistant silently walks to Emmanuel Parker's side. Her face is a blank slate.
바누제 씨의 명예와 직결된 사건입니다. 인터넷 여론과 그 뒤에 숨은 해커 또한 사회 질서에 위협이 됐고요. 그래서 저희도 신중할 수밖에 없는 입장이니 바누제 씨도 최대한 협조해 주시길 바랍니다.
평소 그런 루머는 신경 쓰지 않는 편이지만 그렇게 심각하게 말씀하신다면요.
It's likely due to Captain Morgan's seriousness that Emmanuel Parker finally loosens his attitude this time around.
알겠습니다. 최대한 협조하도록 하죠.
Emmanuel Parker closes the file and hands it to the assistant beside him.
유나야, 넌 먼저 가서 일 봐. 이쪽 일 끝나고 나면 단원들이랑 공연 순서 체크하고.
네, 알겠습니다.
Captain Morgan reaches out and stops her just as she is about to leave.
엄반장님, 뭐 하시는 겁니까?
조수분께서도 어느 정도는 들으셔야 한다고 생각합니다.
He frowns, obviously not understanding Captain Morgan. At this moment, Vin, who has been standing beside you, chuckles softly.
반우재 씨는 뛰어난 마술사시죠. 그러니 아마 이해하실 겁니다. 어떤 일은 마술과도 같아요. 환상을 일으키는 게 바로 눈앞에 있죠. 다만 누군가 교묘한 수법으로 숨는 탓에 여태 진실을 알아차리지 못했을 뿐이에요.
무슨 말씀이시죠? 속임수라뇨?
반우재 씨, 실은
Luke quietly exchanges a look with Vin and continues.
인터넷에서 각종 루머를 퍼뜨리며 당신을 비방한 위더로 조수 조아영 씨를 의심하고 있어요.
생사람 잡지 마시죠. 제 조수는 주윤하지 조아영은 또 누굽니까?
Adeline Briggs, Eden Bridge, they sound kind of similar.
주윤하, 조윤호. 이 두 이름을 두고 보면 어딘가 익숙하지 않으신가요? 혹은 애써 외면해서 주윤아 씨의 진짜 정체를 못 알아챘을 수도 있을 테고요.
Emerald Parker glances at the assistant beside him and falls into silence once again.
우리가 지금 어떤 증거를 갖고 있는지 생각 중인가 보네요. 실은 아주 간단해요. 엄반장님이 위더의 위치를 알아냈어요. 보면 알 거예요.
Captain Morgan holds up his phone to show Parker. The screen shows the map of Salus and there is a red dot flashing near Parker's villa.
거기 조수부는 지금 와서 휴대폰 꺼도 소용없어요. 계정 다 털렸거든요.
At this moment, all eyes are focused on the woman standing next to the couch. His finger, which is about to turn off the phone, freezes in place.
무슨 말씀이세요? 그냥 마술단 메시지에 답장하는 건데.
찔려서 그러는 게 아니라요?
그만들 하세요.
Parker interrupts Meredith with a stern voice.
다시 한번 말씀드리죠. 전 떳떳하고 한 점 부끄러움도 없습니다. 인터넷에 떠도는 루머로 동료를 모함하거나 작은 악감정 때문에 멋대로 다른 사람을 의심할 일은 없습니다. 당신들이 무슨 위치를 파악했는지, 무엇을 찾았는지는 전혀 중요하지 않다는 말입니다. 그런 사소한 일로 제 공연에 피해가는 일은 없었으면 합니다.
Hearing this, you suddenly realize that your previous suspicion about Emerald Parker were wrong. You thought he was hiding something and that's why he refused to communicate. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Mr. Parker, aren't you worried that your assistant is involved in the case if you cause problems for your show? He looks at you and nods.
맞습니다.
You are right. After all, in this world, there is a type of person who becomes obsessive and neurotic over a certain thing. In his eyes, the only thing worth caring about is the magic show. Anything beyond that doesn't matter to him and he won't pay any attention to it. Amanda Parker is one of those people. As your attorney, I have my responsibilities. I'm accountable to my client and to the case. As my clients, there are things that you have to know. You open your file to show him the information you have recently gathered and compiled. It's all started 15 years ago. You try to be as brief as possible, but it still takes you almost half an hour to recap the whole thing. Look at the part of your story.
조윤호 씨는 온라인 투자에 실패하고 어마어마한 빚을 졌어요. 빚을 갚기 위해 위험을 무릅쓰고 갖가지 방법으로 보증금을 노렸죠. 하지만 반우재 씨가 그런 조윤호 씨의 행동을 알아챘고 그 때문에 격렬한 논쟁이 있었어요. 이에 앙심을 품은 조윤호 씨는 마술 공연에서 사고로 위장해 반우재 씨를 해치려 했고요.
We don't have evidence of that.
그럴 리 없어요. 우리 아버지는
조수, 아니, 조아영 씨, 인정하신 건가요?
I see, he did that on purpose. Now it's too late for her to deny it. Her face is the best evidence of the assumption. The anxious and annoyed look on her face has betrayed her.
유나야, 네가 정말로 윤호 딸 아영이었니? 널 처음 봤을 때부터 낯이 익었었지. 난 그게 인연인 줄 알았는데 이럴 줄은 몰랐어.
뭘 몰라요? 배신자를 곁에 키우는 줄도 몰랐다고요? 반우재 씨!
유나야,
윤혜라고 부르지 마세요! 경찰까지 찾아온 마당에 숨길 것도 없죠. 맞아요. 제가 조아영이고 리더예요.
Although you already knew about this, you are still a little shocked when hearing her admit it in person. Mr. Bridge, were you acting alone when you created the Wither account and the website where you posted all the information?
그럴 리가요. 제가 천재 해커도 아니고 그런 걸 어떻게 하겠어요? 인터넷에 노트로라는 해커 거래 플랫폼이 있어요. 거기에 돈만 내면 원하는 계정을 만들어줘요. 전 가끔 로그인해서 인터넷 여론 반응을 보는 게 다예요. 근데 참 이렇게 들킬 줄은 몰랐네요.
How is this possible? Shouldn't that trading platform be gone? And to handle it personally. You turn around and realize everyone behind you is wearing the same expression of shock. If Lutro is still up, does that mean that our previous operation failed? All this information is overwhelming. It would be better to run a thorough investigation after the current matter is resolved. You force yourself to calm down and continue the conversation with Andrea Bridge. Let's get back to your father, Miss Bridge. The whole thing started with your father's death. Mrs. Neil Andrea Bridge slammed the files in his hand onto the sofa.
부채? 고의로 일으킨 사고는 무슨... 아빠가 돌아가셨다고 해서 모험할 생각은 하지도 마세요. 그동안 무슨 일이 있었는지, 우리 집에 어떤 일을 겪었는지 저보다 잘 아는 사람은 없어요. 이 모든 건 다 반우주 탓이라고요.
조아영 씨, 당신은 자신의 불행을 반우재 씨 탓으로 돌리고 이번 온라인 복수극을 계획했죠. 너무 충동적이라고 생각되지 않나요?
전혀요. 반우재 같은 사람이 정말 주변 사람을 신경 쓴 적이나 있을까요? 반우재 옆에서 조수를 하는 동안 확실히 알았어요. 정말 피도 눈물도 없는 마술 기계라는 걸 말이죠. 저 사람한테 공연보다 중요한 건 없으니까요. 조수가 위험하든 마술단 사람에게 무슨 일이 생기든 다 상관 안 하죠. 그저 공연만 완벽하면, 관중들이 그의 공연을 인정하기만 하면 다른 건 다 뒷전이었다고요.
Andrea Bridge clenches her hand into fists and her voice trembles with grief.
저희 아빠는 그 사람에게 그런 식으로 희생당했어요. 그 공연, 원래는 아빠가 참여할 필요가 없었는데 반우재가 두 사람이 해야 그림이 더 좋다면서 아빠를 강제로 무대에 오르게 했고, 그렇게 아빠가 사고를 당한 거예요.
아니, 난 강제로 시킨 적 없어. 윤호가 먼저 하겠다고 나선 거야. 따로 만나서 포기하라고 설득까지 했는데 꼭 같이 하겠다고 고집을 부려서.
Was the argument that the administrator saw actually Emin was trying to convince Aiden Bridge not to perform?
어차피 아빠는 이 세상에 없으니 뭐라고 말해도 상관은 없겠죠. 일부러 아빠를 해친 게 아니라 사고라고 하시는데, 좋아요. 그럼 사고사에 대한 위로금은요? 사고가 나고 마술단 보상금에 아빠 보험금까지 합치면 받을 수 있는 금액이 꽤 됐을 텐데 우린 아무것도 못 받았어요.
내가 직접 그 돈을 보내는 걸 봤는데 그럴 리 없어. 어머니한테는 물어봤니? 잘 알고 계실 텐데.
엄마는 아빠랑 이혼하고 절 보살펴준 적이 한 번도 없어요. 아빠가 그렇게 되고 한 번도 본 적이 없는데 그걸 어떻게 알겠냐고요? 지금 장난하세요?
Andrea Bridge becomes so emotional that it looks like she is about to rush to attack Emino Parker. Captain Morgan grabs a piece of paper, the proof, and steps between them.
바누제 씨가 조윤호 씨 아내분에게 위로금을 보낸 건 저희가 증명해 드릴 수 있습니다. 하지만 그 돈을 어떻게 썼는지는 아직 조사를 하고 있지는 않습니다.
뭐라고요? 엄마가 돈을 받았다고요? 그 돈을 받던가요?
The redness of her face caused by her rage begins to fade away. Of course. She blinks as her face takes on more of a bewildered and helpless expression.
조아영 씨, 사람의 성격은 마술처럼 다양한 면을 볼 수 있죠. 반우재 씨는 마술에만 집착하고 다른 사소한 일에는 무관심한 사람이 맞아요. 하지만 그렇다고 해서 타인에게 관심을 갖지 않는다는 건 아니에요.
Finn takes the tablet from your hand and pulls up several files to show Andrea Bridge.
이건 조아영 씨 아버님 조윤호 씨의 부채 기록이에요. 상환 대상자와 상환 영수증에 모두 반우재 씨의 서명이 되어 있고요. 한마디로 반우재 씨가 조아영 씨 아버님의 빚을 다 갚아줬다는 이야기가 되겠죠.
Andrea Bridge grabs the tablet and checks over the document several times.
왜 저 사람이 도움을...
막다른 차지에 몰린 조윤호 씨는 고의로 사고를 내 보상금을 받을 생각이었습니다. 그 사고는 영원히 돌이킬 수 없는 참극을 초래했죠. 당신이 원망하는 반우재 씨도 당신과 같은 이 참극의 피해자이기도 하고요.
Artem's voice is slow but extremely firm. Like the beat of a drum, his words strike everyone's heart.
아니야. 아빠를 위해 지금까지 버텼는데 아빠의 억울함을 풀어주기 위해 고생들을 다 참아냈는데 지금 저희 아빠가 오히려 잘못했다는 건가요? 거짓말! 반우재야말로 사람을 해친 범인이에요!
Andrea Bridge clenches her fist, looking totally unhinged. Her whole body is shaking. Oh no, how can I calm her down? Before your thought can be turned into action, Emma Parker begins walking towards Andrea Bridge. For the first time, the renowned master magician humbly bends towards the young woman. For a moment, all of you freezes.
맞아. 다 내 잘못이다. 만약 네 아빠가 처한 상황을 일찍 알아차리고 도와줬다면 이 모든 일은 일어나지 않았겠지. 하지만 그러지 못했어. 내가 정말 주변 사람들에게 무관심했던 것 같구나. 정말 미안하다.
Andrea Bridge stands there without saying anything in return. She is so overwhelmed by her emotions that she does not react as Captain Morgan puts the handcuffs on her. Parker tries to say something, but he shakes his head speechless. Mr. Parker?
하고 싶은 말이 있으신가요?
저 아이는 이제 어떻게 되죠? 제가 용서하면 감형될 수 있는 건가요?
죄송합니다. 그 문제는 아직 확답을 드리기 어렵네요. 하지만 반우재 씨가 용서하고 조아영 씨가 반성하는 태도를 보이면 법정에서도 양형 씨 정상을 참작해 참여할 기회를 줄 거라 생각합니다.
Hearing the word forgiveness, Andrea Bridge shakes slightly.
참회든 양형이든 알게 뭐예요. 제가 은퇴한다고 해도 화요 마술단에는 좋은 조수가 필요하다는 게 중요하죠. 유나야, 아니 아영아, 네가 돌아오고 싶다면 마술단은 언제든지 널 환영한단다.
Andrea Beach still has her head down, but you notice that her shoulders are trembling slightly. You block the view from behind her before her penitent stops unnoticed. Andrea, it's time to go. As with magic shows, there always comes a day when the curtain falls. When all this over, you'll be free to come back. Magic show. Andrea Bridge is taken away by the police. Parker is so depressed that for the very first time he can't make it to the show. However, the going-ons behind the scene has not affected the cheers and applause from the audience. Instead, the second show has just
신경 쓰이는 일이 있나요?
With a gentle whisper in your ear, you begin to pour out your heart. Yes, although the wither issue has come to an end, there are still a lot of mysteries to be solved regarding that hacker trading platform Notro that Mr. Bridge mentioned. Do you think it's the same platform that we dealt with before?
그건 아닐 거야. 그 플랫폼은 진작 영구적으로 폐쇄시켰으니까.
But how could there be another one? Is it possible some hackers formed a platform and following in footsteps of the old website?
인터넷만 있으면 그 뒤에 숨어있던 해커가 모습을 드러낼 수 있지. 거래 플랫폼 하나를 막는다고 해서 또 안 나올 거란 보장은 없어.
현재 기술로는 해커를 완벽히 차단할 수는 없죠. 하지만 해커들만 있는 게 아니라 감찰원들도 열심히 선별 및 관리 업무를 하고 있어요.
맞아요. 일종의 균형 같은 거죠. 걱정 마요, 누나. 해커 플랫폼을 한 번 없애봤으면 두 번도 없앨 수 있는 거니까요. 너무 스트레스 받지 말고 푹 쉬면서 긴장 좀 풀어요. 공연 시간 놓치면 나중에 후회할걸요?
Paris smiles and winks at you. Your irritation fades away. You can't help but smile along with him. That's right. If we can't face it once, we can face it. We can face it once. We can face it again. The nebulous words of the internet. The threats always exist somewhere, so it's the power to fight against them. Like the enchanting magic show on the stage, behind all the splendid mystery is a group of people's hard work and perseverance. You are honored that the people of Antwerp are a part of it. That's all. I don't know. I just don't feel anything about it. It's just like, yeah, it's just a case. But I was like, why did like the doctor like really believes that Emerald Parker is not innocent? I mean, like, first he knows. Yeah, when the man has made up like that, just you just don't feel anything. You just like don't think. Yeah, the thing that, yeah. So I guess that is all. And all of this, we don't get anything. It's just except for the new Marius card. I finally got it. Finally. Yeah, only this new Marius card. Yeah, I will read it later. I mean, like, I want to get awesome protocols. So yeah, bye bye.